These are the amazing interns. These are FIU students. They are, the majority of them, journalism and communications majors. So this is why I thought it was so amazing, and thank you for taking time to get on.
Okay, well, Jenny, thank you very much. It's so great to join you here by Zoom. I could only...
Just one question, if I may. So I'm somebody that wants to make money. I think money represents freedom, right? And I really want to be free in this life. So, but I also like the prospect of reporting. Do you think you can make a profitable career from reporting? Or
you can. But what I would tell you is, don't go into it for the money. You have to go into it because you love it and you have a passion. You're keeping it real, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
One of the big things that I want to know, because, you know, we're basically on now, even more so than we were in the past. So what are some of the distinctions that you're noticing between broadcast journalism and social media?
Wow. I think the advent of social media has changed everything. And you guys know this, but you know, better than I do. You know how you get your information on Twitter right away and Instagram, and somebody sees something and they post it right away and it's news. And I mean, that's a great way to get stuff out there, but you have to remember that a lot of this stuff is not verified. You don't know what it is. I mean, we go through great lengths to verify stories. We have reporters, we have producers, we check things, we have wire services and people. I've worked in this town for 20 years. I know people. I can pick up the phone and call somebody to verify. You're not getting that, you know, when you see a tweet. Many times it's something that has an agenda, behind it. So you have to keep that in the back of your mind.
That's excellent. I try my best to educate my students on those issues. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
So, okay, Jenny had mentioned that I made a video on my Instagram and it was about the elections. So I just wanted to know if you can like watch it if I send it to you and like critique my reporting, because I want to be a reporter. So
I'm glad to send it to Jenny, and Jenny will send it to me, and I'm happy to look at it. And Jenny,
I had a question. First off, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for being here, taking the time.
Sure.
My question for you was, when you first got started, was there ever a moment where you thought you were going to fail? And when did you know you were going to be a success?
Okay, that's a good question. Remember I said that when I went to college, I wanted to be a newspaper reporter. And at the University of Miami, I worked for the student newspaper, the Miami Hurricane. And then right out of college, I worked as a reporter at the Miami Herald. I got into television by accident. They called me and offered me a job. And when they called me, I was like, wait a minute, I don't know anything about TV. So in the beginning, I was pretty bad. And I remember my first live shot, it was an important case. And when they hired me, they said, oh, don't worry, even though you don't have TV experience, we're gonna train you. We'll be patient and train you. But you know what? That's not what happened. They put me right out there, you know, baptism under fire.
Hello, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm Bianca.
Hello. Hi, Bianca.
I have a simple question. So my question is basically, what are your tips for a college student trying to get their foot in the door in the industry?
What year are you in?
I am a senior.
Oh boy. Okay, my advice would be to try to get that in. First of all, is to be involved. You want to go into journalism, into broadcasting, reporting, or producing? Do you have an idea exactly what you want to do?
So currently I'm a public relations major and my dream job is to be a public relations specialist.
Okay. Okay, so that's a little different from what I do because I'm in news, but not that different because you're learning the same skills, because you're learning how to write, you're learning how to communicate, and I guess these days you're learning how to use social media, I guess, to promote whatever product or whatever, you know, whoever you're working for, right?
Vanessa.
Hi.
Hello.
I wanted to know, what qualities do you think makes a good journalist?
Very good. The number one quality, I think, is curiosity, wanting to find out, to get to the bottom of a story. Number two, being a good storyteller, because really what all a journalist is a storyteller, just telling important stories. You're finding out, and like, it's like tapping somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, did you know what happened? And then telling that story in a way that you get that person's attention, right? And then the third one I would say would be empathy, would be to feel what the people whose stories you're telling, to get in there, be in their shoes and understand what they're going through, so that you can then convey that story to your audience.
Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez. First, I just want to say thank you for taking your time to talk to us tonight. And I want to say I'm a senior and I'm majoring in public relations. So my question is, what are some good, like a good story pitches, good media pitches that draws your attention, that will get a reporter's attention? Because my whole major is getting a reporter's attention to cover a media story that I'm trying to pitch to them. So what are some good ones that you've seen that like catches your attention?
Wow, I'm so glad you asked me that question, because I see so many terrible pitches and I see so many bad press releases that are long, that are hard to understand, that don't get to the bottom of it, don't give you the basic information. Because we as journalists, what we want to know is, this is the basics that we all learned, in journalism 101, who, what, where, when, and why. What's going to happen at what time, who's going to do it, and give me a synopsis and tell me why pitch that story and why that's why that is a relevant story that we should cover.
Very quick comments. I don't know much about you, Eliott, but I really like listening to you today. Genuinely, you just seem like you seem like an awesome guy. Like, it makes me excited just sitting here and listening to you. So thank you so much, man.
No, thank you very much. My hat's off to you guys. I know it's been a tough year for everybody. I can just imagine what it's like for somebody in school, in your college, and your junior and senior year of college, and going through this. It's tough, but just, you got to stay tough, and hopefully we're towards the end of this and things will get better. And again, if you go into this business, I think it's the most rewarding job in the world.